Hi, Brian Hawkins, Next Step Survival. And today I'm going to talk about a subject that may be a little bit boring, but I'm not boring at all. We're going to talk about insurance registration, Fender Bender, Don't Get in Trouble kit. We're not talking about gear, just a little bit of stuff inside here, some paperwork, just to keep ourselves out of trouble. Okay, so yesterday, and I try to do this at the beginning of the year every year when my homeowner's insurance and my auto insurance come due. So in the state of Michigan, our registration renews on our birthday. Mine's next month. And I've already taken care of that as well as the insurance now. So yesterday I changed my insurance companies on both my homeowners and my car insurance. I'm not going to name companies or anything like this. Everything varies where you're at, who you are, and all those kind of factors and stuff. But anyway, I saved like over $900 a year on my homeowner's insurance, and I think $45 a month on my three cars that I insure. So I have three cars. They're all junkers or clunkers or beaters, whatever you want to call them. I buy old cars. I spend too much money on canned goods. I can't afford a car payment. So that's what I do. There's two of us, my wife and myself. So one car each and then a backup because one of them's going to break, right? So while one's getting fixed, it doesn't slow us down. And that's just the way I do it. And what I've been doing is every year I would put our insurance and registration. And you know what? I can't get my overhead camera to work, so I'm going to use this camera up here. So try this. Every year I've taken an envelope, just a regular envelope, and you can see how old my cars are. It's a 2004 Trailblazer. That's pretty old, although it's only got like 140,000 miles on it. So always kept this in a glove box, insurance registration. That was it. Oh, and a little card from the insurance company, in case accident, call this number. That's all I ever did. That was for years. And then after that, I moved them away from out of my glove box, and I'll go over that in a second. And I put it in my visor. So up in my visor, I have those little Velcro, strappy, tactical, whatever thing organizers up in the sun visor. And I just slid this up in there. And a couple of years ago, I upgraded to these cheap things here. They're not that expensive. They're a little fancier. Insurance registration, it just kind of looks cooler. There's no need for this. The envelope works just fine. And I bought extras because I had three cars. I think it came in a pack of two. I think I bought three packs for some reason, but I thought you got one in each and you got two in each or something. So I've got extra now. So anyway, these two need to go into the car. This one here I put together just as a fake one without giving my information. So this is like a duplicate of those, but the pertinent information is covered. Anyway, so on the right side, it's just insurance and registration. Easy, easy peasy. Just pull it out. And then inside here, I got some index cards. That's what I'll go over real quick. And I should just mention, I am a professional being only myself. I'm not a legal representative or what do you call it, attorney or nothing like that. I'm just me. So this is just what I do. It's not advice or recommendation. I'm just showing you what I do. And when I'm doing this, I'm thinking of my wife. Okay, so every time I do something like this, I'm considering her. And I have these little instructions. It says never admit guilt. You see, never admit guilt. Never apologize. Okay, I've been a truck driver since, wow, that's been a long time. I don't even want to say it. 1983. Been driving a truck professionally, and this has always been the standard, right? Never admit guilt, never apologize, because apologizing can be construed as admitting guilt. So I know that sounds really bad. You just ran that old lady down, you motored down in the parking lot, and you want to say, "Oh, I am so sorry. It's all my fault. Here, let me help you up." Old lady bleeding out. No, call 911 and get her some help and shut your mouth. I know that sounds wrong, but that's the world we live in today. Again, not an attorney. Not this is what I'm telling you what I do. And then I say, don't hand your license, don't hand your license or personal information to anyone but the police officer. Don't hand your driver's license or your insurance information to some stranger that's probably upset with you now because you passed them up in the middle of a intersection going 80 miles an hour or whatever. And that's all I have for that. I'm sure there's more advice, but I'm trying to keep it simple. Keep in mind, I'm thinking about my wife and I'm thinking she's probably very upset now. She's probably shaking. She's probably not thinking straight. This may help her. If she can remember, to open this up and read this, those three little instructions that might help her. And then I have a little checklist in case of an accident, a little checklist for her. Okay. And I just did this by hand with a Sharpie. I didn't do anything all professional. You don't have to. Piece of paper, envelope. You don't have to get all fancy. In case of emergency, again, not advice. Call 911. Help the injured, right? Don't let them die in the street. Take photos and video if you can. Don't say, stop bleeding for a second while I go get my camera or my phone. And then it says, use card to secure other parties' info. The other card. That's this next card. So, other parties' info. And it's got the name, phone number, their license plate, make and model of the vehicle they're driving, the year and the color, and the details. That's all you need. If you can get that, and of course, this is going to be on a police report. If the police come, maybe they can't come. Maybe you're in the middle of a blizzard. Maybe for whatever reason, your state doesn't, or city like Detroit doesn't send a police unless it's a severe injury or something. Something in that case, this you may need to have something like this. And then it says use card to secure witness info and ask witnesses to write a statement on the back of the card if they will. Okay. So that's the next two cards. So inside of here, this is all it is. The witness, their name, phone number, and a statement. And I have two of those because two is better than one. So if you can get two witnesses, preferably showing that you weren't at fault, that can be very helpful. And then next, it says, I gotta get rid of that. I keep hitting it. Uh, give the card with your info to the officer or other party. This is the other card. This has got your info. Actually, it's got my info. My name, phone number, my wife's name and her phone number. And then since this was fictitious and I got to make up my own vehicle, I decided today I wanted a 2025 GM Sierra AT4X in dark green because my boss has that and I think it looks amazing. Anyway, so I don't have that vehicle, but since I can just make up whatever I want today. And then the last one card is just a blank index card in case I need to jot down something else. And then that's all that's in there. And that's it. And then it's just put it all in here. I just keep each one up in the visor, and we don't have to think about it again for another year, hopefully, because we didn't get in an accident. I will mention one thing. The reason, and I said I'd bring this up. Um, I don't keep this in the glove box anymore. So I used to keep this in the glove box, but I conceal carry, and I'm in Michigan, and I have to tell an officer that I'm armed and already. That's going to put them, maybe on alert a little bit, depending on who it is. I don't know the people that's pulling me over, and reaching over while you're getting pulled over seems like a bad idea. So you get pulled over, And what I do is I pull over safely, have my four ways on, keep my hands where they can see me. I turn on my interior light if it's dark outside. I roll my window down. I turn my key off and keep my hands on the steering wheel. I don't want any misunderstandings at this point. Dude's got a gun, or woman, whatever. She's got a gun. He's got a gun. Somebody's got a gun and a license to use it. And I don't want them to mistake me for a threat. So as soon as they come to the window, hello, sir. Do you know why I pulled you over? Well, before we get started with that, since we're in the state of Michigan, I am armed because I have to tell them that, right? I have to say I'm armed. I've had to do this a couple of times, and so far, nobody even flinched. Okay. One guy said, "Where's it at?" And I said, "It's on my left side." Okay, just keep your hands where I can see them, and we'll be good. That was it. No other issues. So they say driver's license and insurance and registration. So then what I do is I say, insurance registration is up in my visor. I'm going to take that down, and I just reach up there and hand it. And here's my driver's license, which is in my front pocket on my right side. I'm left-handed, gun, driver's license, front pocket. Me. I didn't have to scare the guy if he even believed me where I told him it was. I, actually, I should say, well, I got one on my left side, I got one on my ankle, I got one on my glove box, and I got a rifle in my back. No, that's not. No, that's true. But that'd be funny. Anyway, so that's all I got. Simple, boring. But I was not. I made it unboring, right? So if you think so, just leave me a comment and say you weren't boring. Even if you thought I was, just lie. Make me feel good. Brian Hawkins, Next Step Survival. We're out.